Yeah, we are rolling. We are alive and well. How you doing, Jaco?
Chilling, man.
Yeah.
Chilling. Appreciate you having me.
Yes.
Dope spot.
Absolutely. You know, I was just asking you, like, how do you want to be introduced? And you said so many different things, and you know, like, I actually don't know much about you, so I was like, oh, like you got so many things going on.
I feel like it'll be fun. Like, I get to like. That's a perspective I think most people probably like that's gonna watch this like probably don't know too much, so I get to explain everything. So
okay,
yeah.
Sweet. This is the Jacob Tells All right here, the expose.
For sure.
All right, so what do you know anything about? I was gonna go in the Diddy area, like I was gonna be like, can you expose what happened?
You saw my story?
No, what happened with your story?
No, because I watched that doc and then I had a Diddy deep dive on my story.
Oh, really?
That so many people were in tune with. I was like, damn. I asked the question. I was like, because you seen the doc?
I haven't yet. I was gonna see that today or tomorrow.
All right. You know how it's like, it's really negative. It's really like, honestly, like evil. Like you watch that shit, it's like evil. And after watching it, I was like, damn, what do I take away from this? I was feeling like shit because I was like, the fuck? You know, it's like, I don't know how to explain. It's kind of like when you watch like a murder documentary or something, you just feel terrible. So I'm like, what's the takeaway? Like, what's the lesson here, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, like if you're into music, right? And music business, like you watch it, there's a lot of stuff that he did that was like still groundbreaking, still innovative, still just breaking the mold in a whole bunch of areas.
Yeah.
So the question I asked on Instagram was like, are we able to, just a question, I don't know, are we able to separate the two, right? Between like the crazy stuff he did, but also how innovative he was, right? And it was the caveat that he definitely deserves to be barred and in jail or whatever, because like he's a terrible person. But are you still able to, am I still able to learn? Because I did learn from the stuff I saw in the doc, from what he did that was positive in the music business, at least, right? So anyway, it's like 100 votes on the poll, like mad people swiping up, whatever, and 60% of people said they said yeah, you can learn from it. And 40% nah, he's a piece of shit, right? And I curse, right?
Yeah.
So you like 40% he's a piece of shit, 60% you could learn from it. But I think my opinion actually switched because a lot of what the people on the 40% said, they made a lot of great arguments that I couldn't really like counter. So I'm like, I think I'm more on this side. He's a piece of shit. Fuck it. We don't need to learn from him. Even though there's stuff to learn, it's like, I don't want to. Basically, the people here were saying it's like, it's so entangled that, and it was just true. His success is entangled with a lot of the fuck shit that he did. A lot of the fuck shit he did is why he was successful.
Right.
Like bringing artists up just to put them down and, like hella examples, not paying producers, like taking advantage of everybody he worked with.
Photographers.
He paid. No, he didn't pay anybody, right? The photographers, creative team, like nobody got paid except his escorts.
Wow.
Those are the only people that he paid, which is crazy. It's just so nutty because all his escorts, like male escorts, are coming out right now just exposing Diddy. Like he had like crazy male escorts. So anyway.
Yeah, you know, it kind of puts into question, you know, like there are some people that have been canceled, you know, but it's been like years now, like looking back.
Right.
Like someone like Louis C.K. got canceled 5 years ago or like in 2018. And I was just recently on a trip to Miami, Art Basel. I was just there last week.
That's far.
And yeah, I got to meet like some really cool people and, you know, some celebs here and there. And one of my buddies that I was traveling with, he's like really into Louis C.K. And I was kind of like giving him a little bit of like an eyebrow, like really, like, you know, like you support him. And so he kind of went into it a little bit, like the technical side of like what he did was bad, you know, like, but I don't think it discredits all the good that he's done, you know, you know. So it's like people can have things that are going to smear their name, but I think that it doesn't mean, for at least for Louis' part, like looking at some of the info behind it, it made me think like, okay, like I know that it can be a little touchy too, so I don't want to say the wrong things, especially publicly, but at the same time, there is kind of like, how long can it ruin someone's career if they do something that just, you know, in that moment was maybe, you know, a power dynamic that was unfair to, you know, their employer. You know, like they did something that kind of messed things up.
I think it's just a popularity thing. I think people don't have morals, at least on the internet, and like it's just a popularity thing. Like literally, the most popular people can get away, and that's what the Diddy doc showed really well. The most popular, or you could say powerful people, get away with things for so long until people choose to not tolerate it. So in the Diddy thing, you're gonna see it's like 20 years of, you know, it's not just he was there, but it's not just him. There's other culprits. There's like his assistants or his managers or the people around him, the surrounding, they're all enabling this type of behavior. And he's at like the top of it, but these people are there until the very end, like, which is recently, where they're like, oh, nah, yeah, he was you know, he was crazy, he was psycho, he would do this and that, but it's like, you were there for like 20 years. Yeah. And they're just doing it now because it's either popular or advantageous to think so. And I think that's true with like any situation. Like what came to my head was like, you know how there's like discourse about Gunna snitching, and then there's discourse about like Tory Lanez, Meg Thee Stallion, like da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. Like the Gunna situation, it's like, it was
self-preservation.
It's popular in the... He's not getting as much flack as, like, let's say, like 6ix9ine did when he came out and snitched or whatever, right? And there are various circumstances, but still, it's just because it's unpopular, or not, it's popular to hate 6ix9ine, but it's popular to like Gunna. So I just think it just boils down to that. What do people think is acceptable, like, across as a whole? Right. And it has nothing to do with morals and stuff, because that's so fickle. That's based on people's interpretations. Like, I forgot what Louis did, but it's like,
he asked one of his employees that he was seeing or dating at the time to like so he could like touch himself while watching her naked.
Oh yeah. So see, like, okay, boom, Lil Uzi, his assistant, recently, maybe like past month or so, it's like a small story, like no one knows about it, and that's what I mean by the popular stuff. Came out and was like, yeah, she's suing him for like sexual misconduct, whatever, because he was saying shit like you're not just my assistant, you're my bitch. Da 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 da. Now these are kind of in different veins. This one's a little more weird, creepy, and this one's, but still, it's like kind of the same stuff, like abuse of power, right? But it's like no one knows about this, and this stunted his career. Right. They're both, if true, like I don't know, it's an allegation, but if true, they're both terrible situations. And in a fair world, they'd be held at the same balance, right? Yeah. But it's like, nah, we like Lil Uzi, so let's brush that under the rug. And Louis, oh, he's super successful. He shouldn't be that successful. Let's tarnish it, whatever, you know. Yeah. It's I don't know.
But it also goes to show like who we're giving the power to, and it's like, I think even with Kanye and how the fall of Kanye, you know, how he was relying on previous structures to grow out his business, you know, like someone else's business, Adidas, you know. Right. And so now, like, I think I'm seeing people going towards more of the self-production type lane, where they're making their own factories, or they're doing their own websites, or they're posting it on their own stuff, so that they don't have to rely on, you know, YouTube, or rely on, you know, other, you know, big companies and names that would boost them and distribute them. So I think things are changing.
That's what Trump did, literally. Sense.
Oh yeah, literally. Yeah,
I'm thinking like, dang, he literally did that. He made his own platform. They kicked him off his all the platforms. He made his own platform. He said, "Fuck it." And you know, kids, that's actually one of the secrets to success. Literally, like, if nobody's booking you for shows, throw your own shows. If nobody's, you know, I don't know, paying you to perform, go out and perform. If you don't have a studio to record at, build your own studio. Yeah. Producers not sending you beats, cook up some beats, you know. Right. Literally, like, they're not fucking with you. You gotta do it yourself.
Dude, I used to go to the Apple store to make beats, because I didn't have even a laptop. I didn't even have a laptop, so I would just go to...
Wait, did it already have like GarageBand and laptop?
Yeah, like they would have it already in the MacBook, and so I would make beats right after school.
That's tough.
So I would do that because I didn't.
That's so tough. Will you send it to yourself after?
No, I would upload it to YouTube that
right
day, right then and there.
You're ahead of your time,
dude. I have 90 plus beats
You're
that I
consistent
posted.
as fuck.
I would, dude. Every day I would
Wow.
just do, mix
They
it.
probably loved you or hated you.
It was like looking back on it though, like there were some pretty interesting beats. Like literally you get to see my growth as a producer.
That's
like
cool.
14, 15 years ago. And I've privated all of it.
You know what's wild? My little cousin, he's like 10, right? And you know how all the kids are into like Roblox and shit, right? So he's like obsessed with that shit. He's been obsessed for like years. So anyway, there's this like Roblox game or something, or like in the game thing where you can make beats.
Oh,
And it's weird ass beats though. I'm not gonna lie. It's like creepy as shit. It's like dark horror type beats. I don't know why he.
Interesting.
So it's like, imagine it's like a drummer, and you pre-select the drums and stuff. It's like loops. It's a bunch of loops.
Yeah.
You just like, and you arrange the loops how you like it, right? But what makes it creepy? It's like a horror. It's just like scary Halloween type sounds and shit. Anyway, the shit is called Splunk, I think, or Splunky or some shit like that, right?
Ooh.
So anyway, he exports the beats, uploads it to YouTube like that, and I saw him like this summer. I be seeing him like every few years. I saw him this summer. He's like showing me the YouTube and shit. Like, bro, he's getting views. Like, these kids are watching that shit. Like the Roblox. He's like 10.
Yeah.
Like one of his I don't know. I forgot how much he cracked, but like he averages like 1K on each beat.
what? Roblox bleeds.
I think he might have like a 10 or 20K beat or something.
Yeah.
And it's like it's kind of genius. Like, if you allow to listen to the arrangement of this shit, I'm like, bro, this is so weird, but it's actually tough. Like, it's like borderline genius. Like, I don't know. Like, you're either crazy as shit or this is really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. So yeah,
we're like, I guess we're just getting old. We're getting to the day and age where we're looking at what the youth is doing and being like, that's weird. Like, that's different. But like,
I'm definitely old. Yeah, I'll say it. Fuck it.
Yeah. How old are you?
27.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean,
28 in March.
you're part of this. We're part of the same generation.
We're like fading out a little bit.
Dude, I think it's just more of like we got to be more in touch with what the new generation is doing, because there is like a whole another shift, and you have to kind of be like, hey, what's going on here?
So I mean, I think I am in certain parts. Like, for example, streaming and streamers. I like the streamers, but there's also like just certain shit like the 6-7. Like, it's just stupid.
What is that?
It started from my knowledge. You know Skrilla, the Philly rapper.
I think so. Yeah.
He's like Zombieland, and he raps on those. He did a video where he was with a crackhead, like doing them. Anyway, so he's a Philadelphia rapper, right? And I actually like his music. Me and my friends play his music because it's like it's different. It's like zombie type music. Like, anyway, he said in the song just randomly like 6-7, and he went like this in the video.
Yeah.
And it just became a meme. But there's no meaning to it. The
Interesting.
meaning is just that everyone else is doing it, so let's do it, and it's our inside thing. Just like how old are you?
33.
Okay, so like, you know, like you could say like a Harlem Shake or like little trends like that.
Yeah, the
At
Cat
least-
Daddy.
Yeah. Like, at least that kind of made sense to us. But see, that, to your point though, that makes sense to us. But it's like the 6-7 shit doesn't.
Yeah.
That's probably how older people are looking at us when like we're doing little shit like, you know what I'm saying. So
It's kind of crazy that even our parents, like what they grew up with and their values and everything, like how much things have changed even over the span of like 50 years, which isn't even that long, but that's like almost 3 generations of
That's true.
growing. And like when I was in Miami, it was like evident. People would walk up to me and they're like, "You're not from Miami, are you?"
Damn.
And I was like, "No, but why'd you say that?" They're like, "You're way too like personable. Like you seem like nice." You know, I don't know, like in the nicest, like in the.
That's a compliment.
Yeah, but like it was just kind of like genuine. Like I was being genuine with just strangers,
right.
and I think that's kind of a little bit more uncommon in certain areas. I guess like Miami. I don't know, but the way I see it is, I think if you come with that type of like energy, it's gonna be reciprocated.
Yeah.
I just think it doesn't matter where you are, who you're with. If
That's
you
true.
come with that energy, it's just gonna come back. But I can see in certain areas, like I'm looking at like dynamics in like people's relationships or just people's habits and people like walking by and like the girls walking on in Brickell, it's just the same ones over and over again, and they have their path. They go like here and they go back and around, and they just they're hunting. I mean, it's not to say that guys don't do that either, but it's just like the culture. I think it's like they're just looking for that quick, the next. What's the next person that I can use or get something from, and I think it's.
You ever been to Colombia?
Yeah.
Is it the same? Would you say kind of?
I don't know.
Obviously, it's different, but it's like.
I like Bogota. That was one of my favorite places, just because it was more genuine.
Okay, is that the capital or?
Yeah,
it is. I went to Cartagena, which is the opposite of genuine.
Yeah.
that shit was cool.
Dude, I got pulled over in Cartagena on the way from an Uber ride back from a club, and I really thought like the cops. Like they saw me and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna get him," and they start patting my pockets, and I'm thinking, "Oh, if they pretend that they found something, that could be an instant,
right.
Either fine or."
Were you in an Uber?
Yeah, I was in an Uber. They pulled the Uber over just to.
Were you by yourself or like with some friends?
Yeah, by myself.
Damn. Shit.
And so I was like, "Oh, this is targeted."
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, so that was. Luckily they didn't plan anything, but Cartagena is also kind of dangerous too. There's some certain areas that I would like. I was staying outside the wall.
Oh no! You can't do that.
Yeah, I would Uber everywhere to avoid just contact.
Outside the wall is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. You gotta stay like towards the beaches and shit. And even then it's a little dicey. It's very dicey. I went for the first time this year. And first thing, I went with some friends, but as soon as we hopped out the car to this hotel right by the beach, my friend, this dude approached us. They just approach foreigners and stuff. He's like, "Hey, my friend," da, da, da. And my friend Yak was like, he's like, "Oh yeah, bro, I remember you, bro. You scammed me last time, bro. Yeah, I remember you. It was cool though." He gave him some like terrible weed, just ripped him off. And the guy was like, "Oh, my friend." Nah, that shit is sketch, dude. I saw this. I had the vibes that it was sketch as soon as I had a great time though. It was a fantastic trip. Everything was cool. Everything was cool. It was a great trip, like one of my favorite trips. But after the trip, I was just doing more research on it because after I visit a place I never visited, I like to dive deeper and learn about it, right? So it's this dude on YouTube who, long story short, he made some money in crypto, right? And he just decided to travel the world. So he went around Europe, and now he's in Colombia. But in his YouTube videos, he's really friendly in Colombia, too friendly. He's talking to he's like, "Yeah, me and this dude at lunch, and it's this bald skinhead, definitely in some sort of, you know what I'm saying? He's with these two girls, and they're acting way too friendly, And then his last 3 videos are they're like, "Yo, she drugged me and took all my money. Yo, being kidnapped and in a coma because of the girls that did it." So anyway, I'm like, whoa. Yeah. That's what that initial those videos are what led me to his channel. Then I saw the paper trail of what led to this moment. And he was saying he got way too friendly with these girls. This one girl that thought he had a genuine connection with, and she drugged him. He woke up 20 hours later in the hospital, crypto accounts drained. Wow. She took his crypto, so he's not getting that back.
Yeah.
And then people are just flaming him in the comments. They're like, "Bro, you're too friendly.
Dang,
you slipping. Dude, what are you doing?"
When I was in Cartagena, we'd walk around, and of course, you just have workers everywhere, and I'd be like, "You want me? You want to have sex with me?" So I'd try to flip the script with them. What? Me? What? You think I'm attractive? What? Really? It was great. Actually, everyone loved it. The girls liked it too. It was just all for fun because I'm just not the type to pay. Because I just like genuine connections, and
that's true.
And once it becomes transactional, it just kind of takes a lot away from the realness that I look for and that chemistry. That's pretty much what I look for.
No, I think so too. I think you just can't fall too deep. You can't fall in love with whether it be a worker or even like even back in the States, like you can't fall in love with someone, for example, it's not the same level, but kind of like a girl who's like too much into Instagram or too much into approval of others or too much into, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like same shit, different country, if that makes sense. Like it's just one is legal, one is not. One is paid for, one is not. But it's like same principles apply. You have to find, like you said, genuine connection, like regardless, you know, little things like that. And then it'd be a lot of dudes who like, put it this way, is dudes that travel and they pay for pussy. There's dudes that travel and look for a wife. And some of them actually end up finding their wife, you know what I'm saying? In these different countries and shit. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that even I've heard the dating game of going overseas, the women just, I think their values are a lot different than the American values. And like they will want to be the house, like the wife. Yeah. They'll play that part.
Yeah. It's just easier. As a man, it's like easier. It's like no fucked up shit, but it's going to sound fucked up, but they don't have the same freedoms that American women do to be able to have as many choices as possible. So to them, a foreigner coming, it's, you know, with money, and it's like, it's not even like, it's money's a part of it, but it's like that protection that it provides, that it's like, oh, I'm gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's part of it too. So yeah,
there was someone that was telling me, because I've been in open relationships for a while, and so I'm like transitioning out of it and trying to find someone that I want to like get married to. And so they were saying that like it's practice. Being in a monogamous relationship is practice for when you're, you know, married. And to me, like the sense, the duty of having kids and being a good example is enough for me to stay on. You know, that's enough of a you know, force for me to
like want to be a good example.
Yeah, to be a good example is that's going to be enough for me to want to stay on track. You know, like. Why do you smile?
Nah, because I'm thinking I know dudes who like knocked up a Colombian joint and like now they got a kid in Colombia. It's just I'm just geeking at like the dichotomy.
Oh, I see. Because then they yeah,
he's like yo, I'll bring my kid back to the States, but she got to stay there. I'm like, damn, that's crazy.
And that's the thing. That's why I'm so choosy, is that I don't want to have situations like that.
Yeah,
because that's why it's really, that's why I'm taking my time with it. And actually I think that because I don't jump for the shiny object is why I'm going to have like better odds finding something that I actually is going to be like, just like the longevity is going to be there.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat, bro. I think that same thing, like being more selective, and you know what I'm saying. But also, I'm not gonna lie too, right? So, Pete, I'm gonna give you like a just perspective, right?
Yeah.
So, my culture where I'm from, right? I'm from Nepal. Nepal culturally is like, you could say similar to India, right? So, boom, there's a bunch of arranged marriages and shit, right? So, for example, both my grandmas, one of them got married at 14, one got married at 16, right? Arranged marriage, cool. All had kids, they all got arranged marriage. On my dad's side, 9 out of 10 siblings, my dad is the oldest, got arranged marriage, right? And one had a love marriage. So basically they ran away, got married to their lover, whatever, right? The 9 out of 10 arranged marriages are all happy, successful, thriving and shit, like 20, 30, 40 years plus. The one love marriage is the one that's in shambles.
Interesting.
Yeah, and same on the other side of the other grandma. Well, that was all arranged, and they're all thriving, and they're all cool. For the most part, 95% of the time, the arranged marriages work. The 5% where it doesn't work is like when the dude is like just a dickhead, regardless, like beating on the wife or whatever, like wild shit, right? But for the most part, it works because it's like culturally, it's like you get married first, and then you fall in love later. But marriage is much deeper than falling in love. It's like a literal, you're locked together.
Yeah.
It'd be like, let's say you and somebody were handcuffed together.
Right.
You have no choice. There's no key. Not even thinking about divorce or other options or other people. It's like that level of depth. And you two agree to it and mean that, like really mean that shit. And you'll fall in love later. And that's actually what ends up happening. Like when my pops got married to my mom, he saw her like a week before. They're basically like the parents arranged their marriage. They're like let's say me and you were parents, right? And I have similar values, you have similar values. My son wants to marry your daughter, or we want to get them married together. Cool. Like, and they, you know, they get to see each other briefly and then they get married, and that's the process. My dad thought he was marrying my mom's older sister, but he was like, oh shit. Like, and then he saw her during the day of the wedding. He's like, oh shit. Like, oh shit, you okay? Bet.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Fuck it. You know why not? And bro, long story short, because this is a deeper story, but he ended up getting. They got married, right? Then he went to. He's working, like he's a chef. And Nepal, there's no money there. You got to work in different countries. You got to work in India, Sri Lanka, whatever. So he's working in Sri Lanka, gets locked up on some political shit in the kitchen. The whole kitchen gets locked up. Has no contact with my mom for 6 years.
Wow.
Right after getting married. And my mom is staying in my grandma's, you know, once you get married in that culture, like you're the property of the man's family, kind of. So she's staying there just working in the farm, not ideal conditions, whatever. Long story short, they free everyone from the prison. He comes back to India and then makes his way back to Nepal. They meet each other, boom, fall in love. Or not, or they you know, meet each other up again. Boom, fall in love, had my sister. Later on, they had me. Bada boom, they still married.
Wow.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So, look, my perception of love is like, who in America, who's staying down for 6 years?
Yeah.
Nobody.
That's the values we're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah. So they're just that duty, that inner sense of duty.
Yeah. And you know, it's easy because the environment and the culture, that's how it is. It's, all you see is examples of that. So it's easy, right? And it's like monkey see, monkey do type shit, right? In America, it's different because I seen this thing that was like divorce rates around the world. America, of course, is like somewhere in the top 10. It's like 44% or something like that of people get divorced. It's like, damn.
Yeah,
shit,
I think
crazy.
it's even more. Yeah,
it's crazy.
And actually, it's just because the system is against, like, it's for divorce. Like, it's built for you to consider divorcing.
For sure.
Well, women, because you know, for women to consider divorcing the man.
You know, okay, so on the women's side, right, for sure, financially, right, and two, you have a lot more options as well. Like, Tom Brady's wife cheated on him, and he's Tom Brady. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I'm like 1/100th of Tom Brady. I'm cooked. Like, I'm cooked.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's wife cheat. Anyway, you know, but also on the man side of things too, like how you're saying it's built for divorce, right? So even consider this, like societally, you know, there's probably hundreds of thousands of women that are throwing themselves towards Tom Brady, right? And it's like, go back to like, let's say my culture, for instance, like once you're married, like y'all two are married, no one's going to interfere or try to, that within itself is sacrilegious. Out here, nobody really cares about the person who's pursuing the person in a relationship. It's more so like that person in the relationship's the problem. But what about the pursuer? Because he or she knows that's wrong too. So that's culture and society playing an impact. And you know, what they say, what Sexy Red say, she be saying,
hands on my knees.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Like, that's culture. Like, and then dudes be saying, like, you know, oh, fucking every bitch. But you know, he has a girlfriend and or a wife. But it's like, oh, yeah, wait, we'll accept that. You know, fuck it.
Yeah, because then you don't you're assuming that their relationship isn't going to work out, so that's why it doesn't matter.
You just don't give a fuck. Because what's the value of a relationship? Just don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you know, but there should be value to it.
Should be. Right. I agree.
But you know, everything is temporary, so it's like you don't own anything, and you can't take anything for granted. So it's also that side of the coin where you should just be grateful for the relationship you have when you find someone that aligns with your same values, and and you've got to be proactively giving them that attention that it needs, and I think that when things seem to be a little bit dimming down or getting more comfortable or boring in the sense, you know, like those are the times I reflect and I'm thinking, wow, life is really good. That I'm not worried about my health right now.
Right.
I'm health. Like I'm feeling good. Like I
Right,
think as
right.
long as you're feeling good,
Right.
like there could be a lot worse things going on.
Yeah.
You could just have cancer. You could have like issues,
Sure, bro.
and like it's a blessing when things are just going just like this.
Yeah.
It doesn't always need to have these valleys and spikes.
That's
It's
true.
like this is great. We're humming right now. We're buzzing.
Yeah.
You still have people that love you. You have the energy. You can walk.
Right.
Those are things that a lot of people can't say they also have. So I'm grateful for like that kind of look at things through that perspective of being grateful. And I've had some really great relationships in the past, and I think they've lasted. Some long-term relationships that that's why I like.
That's a good point.
I like longer-term relationships, and I think that's one of the keys that I brought.
Yeah, like it's a good point. Like, counter to what I just said too. It's like we can experience a variety of relationships and experiences and things like my parents couldn't. You know what I'm saying? Even though that love is a type of love, but it's like we get to experience various types of love and different things, and yeah, that's cool. That's cool too. And I think like how you're saying like that kind of enjoying the moments like where it's like it's a privilege, to have a boring life. That means everything is cool. Right?
Yeah.
It's kind of a privilege. I was the mayor that got elected in New York. So he did this video recently this week from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. He just had mad New Yorkers line up and just talk to him about issues. And I thought in my head, I was like, damn, every politician should do that, because then they would realize what everybody else is going through and like what a privilege it is to be a politician or a career politician, where like you're not really in the weeds with the people. You don't really know what's going on in your city, your town, whatever.
Yeah.
You're just like a career politician. So that, I say that, I guess to say that sometimes it's good to like jump or force yourself out of that kind of that even keeled. If you have the privilege, which I think a lot of people, around, at least in this area, majority of people, I think do have that privilege, right? And even for me, it's like I grew up better than my cousins in Nepal. So seeing them time to time, what they have to go through, it's like humbling for me. It gives me that appreciation, like you said.
Yeah.
Like, damn, I appreciate this, like, chill Thursday night or whatever, that I don't have to worry about, like, food or water or, like, little shit. Like, and I got 2 legs, 2 arms. Like,
yeah. Let me see where I can go with this, because my brain, it went like 3 different ways, and so I'm trying to think, because I really like we could go into the route of like how your upbringing shaped your who you are now, like how you got into music to begin with.
Yeah.
I am interested in that. So how did your upbringing kind of shape you?
See, born in Africa, right? Long story short, came to America when I was 5. I got introduced to music like middle school, Soulja Boy. That's when everything's popping. Drake, like all the 2010s pop hits, all that type of stuff. I always just gravitated towards hip hop for real. And what I liked about hip hop the most, I think, was like the rap battles at that time, freestyle rap battles, like
With Don't Flop. With Don't Flop Entertainment, URL.
Yeah. Well, okay, see, that was a little bit later on.
Oh, okay.
Earlier on was like just literally seeing 8 Mile and be like, damn, you know what I'm saying? So I used to organize the motherfucking rap battles in middle school. Like I was always undefeated. Like I was spanked, but I would cheat. I'm not gonna lie. Like you're supposed to really freestyle. Like I would write bars and shit and like spank people. Like I had bars, and then I would freestyle. But anyway, it was some silly shit. But in middle school, also, it was really my formative years like music, because I began to like Lupe Fiasco, Blue, Kanye, rappers that had like really deep lyrics and study that type of shit, and I would always write. I had no concept. I didn't even know like how to write. So when I wrote, I literally remember the first like song I wrote. I just kept writing like a long ass line. I didn't know you had to like break that shit up.
Organize it.
So my raps would sound like run-on sentences. So anyway, fast forward to like high school. I'm lyrical. That's my lane, like being lyrical, right? And I'm enjoying it, but I'm also seeing the influences of my peer group, and this is where music is shifting. 2016 into more like melodic, eclectic, feel good sounds versus the past, which is like the lyrics and the meaning matter more, right?
Right.
So that was like kind of high school, more rap battles and shit. We recording the rap battles, putting it on YouTube. I was like always in a group. I don't know why, on some like Wu-Tang shit. I always had different groups in my life, like, and then, but I felt like no one was really resonating with my music because it's too lyrical. And the beats was different. They were like lo-fi, boom bap, soulful type of shit, right? But this new wave is like going crazy. Uzi, and I'm a big fan of it too. Uzi, Cardi, Kodak, like that. Literally, the Double XL 2016, like that. I was senior year in high school when that came out. That would like just take over. It's a whole new sound, a whole new generation, right? So then I went to college. I went to Towson right after, right? Towson is where I was like, I had the freedom. I'm away from home. I'm like, I had the freedom to be, just. It's like growing up, like grew up like middle school, high school friends. You don't realize like they're not really your friends. Some of them. You're just close in proximity. You're forced to engage. College, you can kind of pick and choose and find your group. So I was very fortunate. I found like the best friends I could ever find, and end up later on, they all like now they're my business partners and shit. But I found people that really supported me, supported the type of music I like to make, supported me in general. Just a different type of love. And I'm like, damn, this is real friendship. Like this is real brotherhood type shit. It's like I have so many stories, but it was like dudes like I had a homie named Josh. He would literally like give me headphones so I could go to the studio because his headphones were nice. Just a little gesture like that because the headphones at the studio were trash. It was the campus studio. For some reason, they let you book however many hours you wanted at that time. They changed it because of us, but we used to book like 12-hour sessions, loud as shit in the library, like 808s thumping and shit. And like anyway, so he used to give me his headphones. So little gestures like that, like I was like, damn, that made me a lot more confident. And I'm like, okay, I'm doing the right thing, right? So anyway, I was always artist first, rapper first, and I believed I was better than anybody else. Still do, to be honest. And I'm just going crazy, like with the music, I'm doing my thing, like everything's going well. Then towards like the end of college, pandemic hits, right? And so by this point in college, like I had I guess you could say motion, whatever that means, on campus. Like I had my dorm studio. I always wanted to have my own studio, but growing up I never had my own room. So as soon as I got to college, and I'm paying for everything, like through like scholarships and working and whatever. So I built my own studio, just like how this is a studio, right? I built my own studio and people were paying me for it. I'm like, oh shit, okay, bet, say that. We were charging $5 an hour.
Oh wow.
Then we went to then we went to 15 pretty quick, then 20, 25. We went all the way up to 40. But then the pandemic hit, fucked everything up because like the momentum was crazy. But when the pandemic hit, that was also crazy because I had to go back home to Gaithersburg. At this point, I'm doing online school. I'm working 2 jobs as a server. I said my pop's a chef, right? So I will find different restaurants to work at. Going to school, working 2 jobs as a server, and I was getting Trump checks and unemployment checks, even though I was employed. But I was just, the pandemic was cool because of that. All the people that passed away, that really sucked because I knew some people that passed away. But in terms of that time and the energy, it gave me a lot of time to focus. Yeah. And I'm like, all right, I'm about to graduate soon or not. I don't know if I'm dropping out or not. I don't know, but I'm making this money. I put this money somewhere, and I love making music, and I had my own studio, and that all kind of formed into like, and at the same time, business partner JoJo, also like my best friend and shit, he had his own studio in Gaithersburg. He was one of the people I met in Towson initially, But within a year, he dropped out because he's like, fuck this house and shit. I want to be an engineer. He knew he wanted to be an engineer, so he went to engineering school. Then he was about to open up a small studio in Gaithersburg at the same time where I had to come back home. So it's like the stars align. I'm like involved in helping him with the studio, right? More so as like me being an artist and him being the producer. My business brain didn't kick in yet, honestly. And then pandemic goes on for 2 years. Long story short, you know, I'm dropping music, making money. I'm like putting it all towards the music. I'm with JoJo, business partner. We're throwing events because the studio back then, High Life Gaithersburg, had a whole fucking venue in it. And we're throwing shows and events, and it's lit as shit in the middle of Gaithersburg, which is the middle of nowhere. We're building a name. We're creating, you know, all this happens in like 2 years. But it's still pandemic time at 2022. And long story short, the owner of the building was on meth. He was crazy as shit. So he wasn't paying rent. And he got kicked out. So we got kicked out.
Dang.
And we got kicked out while we were in California. My first time in LA with JoJo, the same business partner. He's like, fuck, gotta go back. You know, we're enjoying like, you know, palm trees and pools. We're enjoying that shit. And then my fucking, we gotta pack our shit and leave. I'm like, damn. So on the way back, it was a road trip, by the way. We drove to Cali and back. Like most fun time.
How many days? 5 days?
Took 5-6 days to get there. 5-6 days to get back. We stopped though for a little bit, a few days to like explore and shit. That was an amazing trip. So anyway, we get back and we're like, fuck, all right, fuck it, let's get to it. Ended up being like a huge blessing.
Really?
Then I found the Rockville studio, which I'm sure you've been at.
Yeah.
I don't know, have you been to the DC studio?
No.
So the DC studio is really nice. I would say that's like our headquarters. So JoJo found the DC studio. I found the Rockville studio. Like, fuck it, let's open both at the same time. Fuck it. We did that shit.
Wow.
And looking back, it was crazy as shit. I mean, no, even in the moment, I knew it was crazy as shit. So I was like, damn, Joe, how you gonna be able to afford it? I don't know. I'm going from a small studio to like this is the DC studio is a nice studio in a nice neighborhood. DC, it's like in a fucking just like where all the shit happens. It's like nice. Like, how the fuck, you know? I don't know how we're about to make this shit shake. And JoJo stayed down for a whole year, like just was in that studio every single day, sleeping in the studio type shit. And then I'm in Rockville, like, but my approach is a little different because I'm not an engineer. He's an engineer. So his grinding is like session, you know. My grinding is like I'm trying to find the engineers and producers. And at the same time, while building that studio, I'm still working 2 jobs as a server and still trying to put out music and all the shit. It's a lot of shit going on, right?
Right.
And I only had the upstairs of that building, 2 rooms, right? So, you know, downstairs is like all the other rooms. So then a year passes, and also in the DC studio, by the way, there's 2 big rooms, right? One's the studio room. The other one we had to rent out. Similar situation in Rockville, right? When I first started, I had the studio room. The other room, which is Diego's room now, I had to rent out. We could only afford 1 room each, if that makes sense. But after a year, it's like, okay, well, now we can grow and expand. And long story short, we were able to expand to now Rockville. We have the whole building downstairs. In DC, we have that whole building too.
Nice.
All for just pure hustle, right? And that's why I tell people this. From like 0 to 100,000 a year is just, I think, pure hustle. You don't need any luck or anything. It's just pure hustle. Any business, literally, right? It doesn't matter how in demand or out of demand your business is. It doesn't matter. 0 to 100,000 you could do just off hustle, right? 100,000 to 1 million, that takes a little bit more than hustle, right? Because you could hustle to 1 million, sure, but it would take you a long time, right? To do it efficiently and in a scalable and in a way where like your cash flow positive, all that type of stuff, that takes a little bit of time. And then of course, like 1 million to 10 million is a different beast than 10 million to 100 million, 100 to a billion, whatever, right? It's all different scales. So, but I learned this because we literally did it in our first year of business. We crossed 6 figures, and I'm like, damn, we did this shit off this music shit, right? Damn. So now, long story short, this the love I had for music, I begin to like transmute it into like the love for business, right? Because as I'm getting older and older, I'm maturing. I'm realizing like a lot of the reasons why I was doing music was vanity reasons. It's like egotistical reasons or wanting to feel better or be better or things like that, right? It wasn't purely from the pure of heart. Now when I'm creating, of course it is, but then as a musician trying to promote yourself, you got all these extra things you got to do, especially as a rapper. When hip hop, like, it's a lot of it is based on ego, right? It's based on like, I'm better than you type shit, I'm richer than you, I'm whatever, right? And that's what people feed into, fans feed into, artists feed into. So as I'm getting older, like literally past like 2 years, right, is when I'm like falling in love with business, everything about it. And the music is like, I'm slowly detaching. But mind you, I'm nice. I'm nice. Don't get it wrong. I'm nice. I'm nice.
You're still doing it though. You're still making music.
And bro, it's funny because like me not doing music, I still make more music than people that do music. I make quality music because it's like riding a bicycle. It's fun. It's ironic. The dude that gave me this advice, he's somebody who's like the most talented person I've ever heard. Is the one who taught me how to write music. Like, he literally taught me when we were kids in middle school. He told me this because he would always be in and out of music. He's like, bro, making music is like riding a bicycle. You never forget. And it's just ironic he told me that, but he's 100% right. You're never gonna, if you love music, you're in music forever. Like, you never go out of it. You might change. Like, you might be an engineer, then a producer, then a DJ, or you might be teaching someone, or you might be a manager, a music manager,
right.
Or you might do live sound or whatever. But it's like this music shit, once it's in you, it's you can never leave it. I don't think, right? And so I love music. I still love music. I was writing music last night.
Okay.
I was love like live performing. That's my shit. I used to have a band. Throughout the midst of all this, I had a band. We were going on like shows and whatever.
What kind, like rock band?
No, it was hip hop. It was like on some like, say like the Roots, or like I'm like a lyrical rapper. So imagine like, I guess the Roots kind of is a good example. Not as talented, I ain't gonna lie, but like we were doing our shit, and we had elements of rock. I ain't gonna lie, we had elements of rock, elements of R&B. But it was unique. I ain't gonna lie, it was very unique. We used to do shows with rock bands, and I learned so much from those rock bands. I remember the first show I did with a rock band. We was like opening up for the rock bands, right? And I'm learning crowd control from the headliner. Can't remember the name, my bad. But the way it was, I think our set was like 15, 20 minutes. The headline set was like 40-ish minutes. So the way he controlled the crowd, got them to react, the way he didn't give a fuck. He was like, he was like, I'm here and I don't give a fuck if you give a fuck. I'm going to give less of a fuck than you. That was his like personality and shit. So he was like, this crowd control was crazy, and he had butterflies, like literally butterflies. Like, it was the weirdest shit. Like, you open an envelope and butterflies pop out, and he's like moshing, and it's like just wild shit. And it's cool as fuck though, right? And then it's so cool. I'm like, damn, that's what I need to do. So the next show, that was one of my best shows where I took that crowd control and I took it to the max. And like, I was like, okay, I got a 30-minute set. I rapped like better, like, which is hard live, live. And my band, my fucking drummer's like going fast as shit, faster than he's supposed to. So I'm like, I know I need to take breaks. I need to pause. I need to engage with the audience. They probably feel how I'm feeling. I remember I did this one thing where one of the songs was a slower, more emotional song. And we're in a type of intimate room where it's like carpet on the ground and shit. It was like a performance type of thing. It's like 100 people. I tell everybody, yo, sit down. I know your legs tired, because I knew my legs are tired of shows. Everybody sat crisscross applesauce. I'm sitting on the stage just rapping like an emotional song, like damn near,
tears.
Yeah, damn near tears.
Yeah.
Nobody was crying, but like damn near.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, all right, bet. Oh, y'all feel good? Y'all feel rested and rejuvenated? Stand the fuck up. We're about to mosh. Like, we're about to go crazy during the last two songs. So anyway, that was really about the, performance, live music, all that type of shit, right? Nowadays, like I say, past 2 years, past 2, 3, it's been like a slow morph, more into business, because I just love business. I used to study like shit. Maybe what that bridge was. I still do like really study music business. I could tell you the history of whoever and why things are the way they are. I studied like literally the history, all the way back into the 50s while I'm in the music game here, right? And I think that love for it and also how fucked up the music business is what led me to like really love just general business and more so on the tech side. Because the music business is so poo-poo that if you can like achieve in it or learn something from it, you could take that and apply it to any other business, like literally, because it's so bad. It's not an easy business, rather, right? It's really hard, really hard.
Yeah, it's because it's just about convincing people that you have something that people should also invest in. You know, it's like, how do you convince?
Sales, right? Marketing,
yeah,
which is branding, what you just said, right? And that applies to everything else in life.
Yeah, it is.
You can make it. You know, Jay-Z has a line where he's like, Empire State of Mind, New York. He's like, if we can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Take that and apply it to the music industry, right? And also, what is your definition of making it, right?
Yeah.
Because I used to tell myself when I was young, like, I never really care about the mainstream shit. I mean, everyone does. Everyone wants to be famous and shit, but it's like, if I can make a living off music, I'm cool. If I can pay for every bills and on music, I'm cool, right? Years pass, and it's like, my studio does that. So, did I make it?
Yeah.
I think so, right?
Yeah, he did.
And if I was younger, looking at myself now, I'd probably be like, oh, yeah, I made it. But when I'm at the age I'm at now, it's like, damn, I didn't make shit. You know, it's like chasing. I'm always chasing the next goal, next thing I got to achieve and shit like that.
Yeah.
It's especially like that in business and music business. In music and business, but also music business, you know?
Right. Yeah, I think it's just about repackaging what's already been made, you know, and figuring out how to have that appeal to people that will either come to your shows or become fans of what you're doing. Because it's not like we're really inventing anything. It's like re-innovating things that have worked before. People have forgotten that had worked, and then now it's coming back, and they're like, oh, that's fresh, that's new, when it really had been done already before.
That's true.
And it's just being seen through a different lens.
You know, it's funny, the Diddy doc has scenes and stuff, obviously, from the 90s, and it's like, dang, what we're doing now is like what they were doing back then. Like, same swag, aura, methods of promotion, ways of structuring a song. It's all the same stuff. Content. Had content back then too. Chains, outfits. It's like
baggy clothes. Yeah.
You know, it's like what they say, you could study history to predict the future, you know. It's like really that's why it was imperative to study the music business, because you get all the truth from it that you're seeking, right? And that's true for any business, but we're in music, so let's stay with music, right? You study the music business, right? In the 50s, music is like, let's say it's like kind of forming around the 50s, the industry, quote unquote, right? Who controls it? Radio, right? Radio is like this like gatekeeper type shit, right? Then you get into like, okay, we can sell vinyls, so now we need labels, and so labels control it. But what happens? There's a million labels, and we need to consolidate because the economy's a scale. So with more consolidation, we have more distribution and power over the buyer. Cool, right? So we consolidate. So these labels consolidate into 3 majors, right? But then they break apart. Or not within the system, they break apart into small, like Atlantic or Republic, right? And then they consolidate, and it's always this ebb and flow with the consolidation of power and which hands it shifts into. Sometimes it shifts in and out the consumer's hand, and also from the label hand, for example, right? So anyway, I'm saying that to say that, okay, 50s, you had like the radio stuff, then it transmutes into vinyls. Vinyls go into what, like cassettes and CDs and shit. That goes into streaming, and so boom, right? We get into, in each step, by the way, when it shifts into like CDs, it's always a controlling entity, and it's the labels in this case. They control the shelf space on Best Buy where the music is being sold, so they control what you're seeing first. Nowadays, it's what's on the homepage of Apple Music and Spotify, which is also controlled by the labels. When they consolidated, they created streaming to prevent or to combat piracy, because everybody and their mother was,
LimeWire,
yeah, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Dat Piff, whatever, mixtapes. Now it's like you get quality mixtapes. We don't even need so it's always ebb and flow. You have SoundCloud. Everybody's on SoundCloud. No one, and everyone's pirating. The music business is losing money. So what do? I believe it was who pioneered streaming. I think it was Leo Cohen. I think he's one of them. Steve Jobs too. Steve Jobs is one of the people I look up to a lot, and I study a lot. He revolutionized the music business. I'll get into that later, but it's always this ebb and flow. And now we're in this era of streaming and who owns streaming and all these sort of things. And it's like the label, they always are able to keep their power because they control the means of distribution, funding. That's pretty much it. Yeah, those two things, distribution and funding.
Yeah, and that's why I think that now it's becoming more independent because of all that.
Yeah.
The boxes that each entity is putting you in order to sell that. And if you don't fit within that box, then they almost just they disregard you, and they just don't focus on, like, let's say if you were to get signed by that label because you just had some noise around you and people really were buzzing based off a new song or a trend, but if that's all that you had, then now you're under control of that label and you can't even grow beyond that because they don't want you to,
right?
Because you're also a threat.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like, I seen this video. They said they used to sign acts just so they wouldn't overshine. Like they might have been more talented than the main guy, who's the main guy right now. And it's always a game of, so the way we got to this original point was studying the past can help you predict the future, right? So I want to get into maybe in a second, like what the future of the music business is like. And I agree with you that, we're in this independence shift, right?
Yeah.
So it's like this, right? It's like, even now, like literally now 2025 is way different than 2020, right? Obviously way different than like 2015, 2016. And 2025, there no longer is what's happening, in my opinion. There no longer is a formula for not just independent artists, but also mainstream artists. Because although mainstream artists are kind of flopping, and by the way, I'm talking specifically hip-hop. Because the music industry as a whole is different than just hip-hop, right? So I'm just talking hip-hop because that's what I know. Country dominates. Most people... Are you more into hip-hop or you're more into, like, just overall whatever?
I'm listening to the 2024 Morgan Wallen album.
There you go, right? So you know, right? Because you're in that world. So it's like country dominates. But most people I talk to, they don't know Morgan Wallen. They don't know who he is, right? So it's like... Anyway, so hip-hop is different than entire music industry as a whole. But it's really on the decline from a numbers perspective, from a touring perspective, from... I think just a general vibe, audience feel perspective, right? And it's because at least in hip hop, there's no formula anymore. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm assuming in country, some of the same formulas that have applied before still apply now. I think you still have superstar country stars, and they traditionally are, doing similar things and methods of success, right? In hip-hop, it's no longer like that anymore, and it's always reinventing itself. One other key thing in business, right? Those who are early adopters tend to be the biggest benefiters, right?
Right.
So, for example, and that's true with anything, right? So, for example, if you're on TikTok early on when that shit first came out, you probably have at least 10,000 followers. Like you were there early, right? If you were there early when streaming was a thing, or even when CDs, it shifted from vinyls to CDs, it's always coincidental, the artists that are successful. It's like a one-to-one relationship, right? Like, for example, you can, let's just say you look back and you're like, okay, this is a hypothetical here, but let's say Lil Wayne is popping around the same time when CDs are popping. That might be a part of why he yes, he was super talented, but also the environment made it so that he could succeed because everybody and their mother is copying tapes,
buying it,
right?
yeah.
And so that led to his. Actually, I know that for a fact because that's how 50 Cent blew up. 50 Cent said he used to bootleg his own tape because in the streets the bootleggers had more juice and say on what was hot versus like the radio guy or whatever, right? And 50 Cent knew that. So on some psychological shit, he was like, yo, let me bootleg the shit out of my own CD, create fake like dupes, and give it to every bootlegger. And that was his marketing strategy. Because he knew the bootleggers basically bootleg like the hot shit. Like, so if you're getting it from a bootlegger, you're getting it cheaper and whatnot. And you also know he has like the tape with like all the hot shit. Right? So it goes hand in hand. Same thing with, this is why, again, music, business, tech, it all correlates. Same thing with Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy was making tens of thousands in high school off of, when he was in high school, he came out with like Crank That, the Crank That. Yeah. And that's around the time of ringtones. This is when like teenagers are getting cell phones and they're able to have ringtones. So he made mad amount of ringtones. And this is also the same time where, teenagers, everybody's pirating stuff online, pirating music, right? So what he used to do was he used to go on the pirating websites and be like, let's say, for example, this Lady Gaga Poker Face, right? You click it, it's his song. So he used to use fake names because, again, that's his version of 50 Cent and the bootleggers. He's doing the pirating thing and faking it, right?
Yeah, he made that Kiss Me Through the
Kiss Me Through the Phone. Kiss Me Through the Phone. Kiss Me. Another ringtone bop.
Yeah.
Another ringtone bop, right? So, and you notice this in, again, music, business, tech. The early adopters to music and tech go hand in hand. The early adopters, the people who are using the right, even I'm looking at the camera, like the right visuals or the right, sort of systems, things like nowadays as an artist, like if you're a young artist, coming up, you need to know like at least CapCut or at least BandLab or something, It goes hand in hand, DJ equipment, like you need to know, what is it, Serato or whatever, whatever, like it all goes kind of hand in hand.
Box.
So now let's talk about the future.
Okay. Yeah, let's
right?
hear that.
So this is just one little. Maybe I want to ask you how you think about this, but one little like section of the future, which is AI. Right? I shit you not. I love AI music. I love AI renditions, and people. All my friends hate me. All my studio, all the people in the studio, like, bro, what are you doing, bro? Like, I'm like, bro, I embrace the future, and like, some AI songs, like remixes of popular songs. And for example, it's this trend right now. They take popular songs and they make AI 1950s versions of it, like the doo-wop, doo-wop.
Yeah, I've heard that.
You heard that?
Yeah,
that shit cranks.
Yeah, they're great.
It's great.
It is. I like this the vibe of it. One of my friends, Chase, who's been on the podcast, who I went to Miami with last week. He disagrees, and he's like, you can just hear the artificial artifacts in it, and it just sounds so fake. Yeah. And yeah, like I can get it on the artist side of things. It's like a type of, like, you're not going to be as welcoming to that competition.
Right.
But I do embrace it because it's, at this point, it's a tool, and it just helps you get from point A to point B.
Facts.
It's up to you to still put your own touch to it, and I think, it's, at the end of the day, if you were to look at samples and us sampling things, like we were always taking stuff from other things too. So that's all it is pretty much is just sampling something and trying to put an original spin on it. It's like, great, now you have something a little bit more original than using someone else's sample.
True. Yeah. So you're saying like you can make your own samples with AI?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, I'm sure people are doing that.
Yeah, that's what some of the producers in the studio, for sure. Because it's also like, it's always that thing too, and I know I kind of feel it as a creative too, where it's like, I'm not really thinking about, I'm trying not to think about the business side while I'm making music. It just so happens like I love sampled stuff. When I used to make beats too, I used to sample the shit out of stuff, and that to me is like my creativity. It's like drawing, right? But then it's like, put my business hat on. It's like, fuck. Like, nah, don't do that. Because it's going to bite you in the ass. You know, worst thing that happens is it blows up and then it bites you in the ass. Right?
Yeah, I mean.
So then it's like, damn, do I, you know, to your point, like, why do I need to sample, you know, such and such when I could just create my own sample with this AI thing and it sounds like a sample? A lot of, you know what Kanye used to say? He used to say, this was in like the 2000s. I think there was an interview. He was like, there's a formulaic approach to making a hit in music. And what it is one, obviously something original and out the box, but two, including or incorporating samples or like elements of the songs that are kind of like remnants of like previous hits that worked. Because no matter who you are, you love nostalgia. Right? And the same thing is true in, like, you could say the film industry. Like you said earlier, it's like nothing's original. So it's like, if it's not a direct sample, it's like at least reminiscent of something.
Yeah.
Right? And so, again, that was Kanye's, like, what he's saying, like, the formulaic kind of approach is like, so you take the element of being like out the box and different and new. You also take something that's relevant from the past, and that equals a hit. And this is before he came out with Gold Digger, which is exactly that. Came out with all these other songs and whatever, right? So I found it kind of interesting, right?
Yeah. I think that there is a formula to it. And I've been doing music for a long time, and I've studied like how certain songs are made and all the small ear candies, and it's like also the trance inducers.
What was that?
So a trance inducer is the element in the song that turns off that reptilian, like it actually turns on the reptilian brain where it's no longer like you thinking, and it's just you just almost, it's like a way of like testing to see if people like your music. Sometimes is what I'll do is I'll ask them, hey, what'd you think of my music? And if they give me kind of a blasé answer, like kind of like they weren't even paying attention, I find that a good thing. Because that to me told me that it didn't have enough, like it was still engaging your subconscious, that it wasn't like, it was just, you were absorbing the music. You weren't like, you
Thinking
didn't have
about,
to actively think about the music. And I think that's what I'm trying to do, is make something sound just easy to digest. And so I use a thing called transinduction, where it's just like a repetitive, and you hear it in all music, you know, a lot of just even like how they have snares on like you know, when they have their snares, or like a constant repeating sound, or it's like knowing when to turn off the trance and when to turn it on. And that's just part of the arrangement, and you have that in a lot of pop music,
right?
You know, you start out with like the beginning of like even hip hop too, where it's like a ARP or something that's just a theme or a sample going over and over again. It has like a comfort that it's building in that environment, in that song,
right?
For your brain to let go and just feel comfortable that I'm gonna hear that same thing again. I'm gonna hear that same thing. And then the flow of the vocal is what's like changing the perspective and like the energy of the context of what's going on. But it's still all in that trance, that constant trance.
And so do you think people that embody that the best make the best music?
Yeah, I think that's a key is having that trance induction.
Because as you're talking, I'm thinking like Tame Impala for some reason. He did that. He does that really well, I think. Right, like especially in his like, I forget, I don't know the titles to his songs. I just know like the album covers and shit. The you know, the one jump where it's like the ball dropping, the waves and shit, the purple. There's a song on there where it's like, or pretty much all the songs are like you said, it starts off, it's like repetitive and just like an acid trip. It's like, and then it gets hectic and then it mellows out back into the pattern.
Yeah, it's like Where Are You Now? The Justin Bieber song with Diplo and Skrillex. I think it's the with the dolphin sound. With that,
I'm not hip.
It's like Where Are You Now That I Need You. now that I need you, and oh, you haven't heard the song, but
Nah.
it has this kind of guitar-ish thing that just goes da, 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 over the entire verse.
Yeah.
And then it's just random vocal chops and the vocals with some chords. But it's just that transducer that happens. Dun, dun,
So
dun, dun.
when someone's listening to that, you would describe it as like they're like it's almost like flow state kind of.
It's like they're turning off their brain.
They're able to just be like, just I know what you mean because obviously we've all experienced it and like they're able to feel that kind of like. I always found it, I think, kind of hard as because I know how to produce, but I'm not a producer. I usually just hop on beats or whatever. And I think most people do. I kind of find that hard to intentionally create. But I think as a producer or even maybe as a DJ, it might be easier, obviously, because you're like creating the soundscape, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I think artists do it without, like, you probably do a lot more than you think, and especially rappers, because how they structure their sentences and like having things rhyme is a way of transinduction. It's like when you would rhyme something and the emphasis that you put on words are very good. They're going to be kind of
True.
at a certain timing that was previously, like that's what gives it that cadence and that feeling of like, oh, this is cool. This is a cool flow.
I think that's like in rap, it's like the feeling, no matter what 90s, 2000, whenever the hip hop song came out, the feeling, at least for me, what kind of introduces that like, what'd you say, transinduction?
Yeah, transinduction.
Is like when I feel like the rapper, the performer, is in like a flow state. When they're just like, it's so damn near effortless, the combination of, like you said, their flow, delivery, their tone, their lyrics, their meaning, what they're talking about. If it's on some more conscious shit, even if not, it's cool. That they're in that flow state. I think some rappers, like I think Juice WRLD was a great example because he was literally all freestyle. Just was able to like turn that shit on and off like a light switch, right? And there's many, the other one that came into my head was Nas. Early Nas had this flow state where, I mean, yes, he's literally like flowing and rhyming and, it's bouncy and he's describing New York and whatever and like, it's a lyrical, but it's like, maybe, I don't know, maybe I could tell better because I'm a rapper too, but it's like I can tell that for his first two albums he was in that fucking flow state, and that as a listener kind of makes you like feel like that too. I think my favorite rappers are like Kanye, like early Kanye. I don't even think he was thinking when he was rapping. Like obviously he had the lyrics and stuff and he's reading, but it's like actually no, from his the Genius doc, right? A lot of the early songs he'd memorized, like he'd written it down but memorized it. So when he performed, there's a scene where he performed in front of Mos Def, and Mos Def didn't even know Kanye was hopping on the song. Kanye was just like, yeah, I'm hopping on this, right? And he like did the verse. He's like, 2 words, Shot-town, dun, 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 till I fucking die. And they're looking at him, they're like, yo, but he's in but they're admiring him as he progresses because they're like, yo, he's in that flow state. Like he's killing it, like fuck it.
Yeah.
Like what, damn,
Yeah.
It's like
it's that hunt for the flow state.
Yeah.
Like I'm also in the hunt for it, and I think it's just like the third eye is just opening up, and then it's like a sense of light.
It's like being in tune with yourself, and that's why however you find it, whatever you do. You could be like a chef and like you're like cooking but unconsciously cooking. It's like just you're it's like for me, I used to find it when I was super young and freestyling. I used to just freestyle in the car type shit. It's like early middle school, high school, even college, like we're freestyling, and that's when I would feel that flow state. Because when you get to the ability, I'll tell you this, right? If you ever freestyle, you get to the ability of a Juice WRLD or anybody who can freestyle for like an hour or more, right? What it is you trust yourself and you're not even thinking about what you're rhyming. You're trusting this brain to connect to the lungs and mouth, and whatever's outputted gets outputted.
Yeah.
And all you're doing is like you're the vessel that sways and controls the flow, but not what you're saying. You can't think when you freestyle, because as soon as you do it, you're out of it. You feel me? So just you ever like fuck around freestyle?
I'm less of a freestyler, but I can, like, when I hear someone else freestyle, I'll just give them, like, oh, this would be a cool bar to say at this exact moment.
Do you ever, like, you play, like, the piano keys or whatever?
Yeah, I do improv.
So, okay, boom.
Yeah.
That's a version of freestyling, too, exactly what I said, right? I don't know if you ever catch a groove or, like, let's just say, like, I don't know, you play a beat in the background, it's on loop, and you're just it's just coming
jamming
to your head. Not even thinking about, like, I should play a C minor here and an F chord here or whatever. Like, it's just coming to you type shit. It's like those. And see, maybe that explains, like, the energy of, like, live shows. Because that when someone's on stage performing and you know, like, they're in their fucking zone, like, they're going crazy, like, holy shit. You feel that, like, and you can also tell when they're up there being lazy, like, you could tell. It's like,
they're in their ribosome.
Yeah, they're in their, you know Leon Thomas? He did that song. It's like, what do you say? He's like, take your time, what's the rush?
Oh, yeah, that sounds familiar.
Baby, I'm a dog, I'm a mutt. I'm a dog, I'm a mutt.
It sounds so familiar.
It's like, whatever, it's like a popular song. Catapulted him. Really, really good artist. I'm staying. I fuck with him, bro. Anyway, he dropped this album, and super fire. He's on tour. Seen this fool on tour at the Fillmore like a few weeks ago. He's on stage, like, singing while playing the guitar. Then he takes out the guitar, goes to his bassist, takes the bass, starts playing it. Then he takes that off, goes to the drummer, starts drumming, and then he goes back to singing, and then he's singing while dancing, and I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
He's in that flow state. Like, it's very natural and easy, and he's just like, you know, I don't know how to describe it. It's like, I don't know what the word is, bro. It might be aura. I don't know. I saw LeBron perform, first basketball game I went to, I saw LeBron, like, last year, and, like, dude, he's old as shit, but, like, he had all the aura.
Oh yeah.
All 20,000 eyes are staring at him, and he knows that, and he's dunking.
Yeah,
yes. Yeah. He's like, mind you, I saw him at the Wizards game. The Wizards are terrible, right? So the Lakers, they're up the whole game basically. So LeBron's chilling, but he's doing his thing. Then somehow the game gets close. So LeBron's like, fuck, I gotta turn it on now. So he turns it on. He has a crazy dunk, crazy pass, boom, layup, boom, boom, boom. Like, it's that flow state as an athlete. Like, all right, I gotta win this. I gotta get to the finish line. He did that shit. Like, he willed it.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite shows I ever went to, artist wise, was a Nickelback concert. And I know Nickelback gets some pushback, but I don't know why. You know, I loved them back then, and I still listen to some of their music. And I remember going to their show, and they had great, amazing lighting, and at the end of the show, like, they finished all, like, their hits and everything. They just sat down. They just brought some foldable chairs. They sat on there, and they just like, give us any song that you want us to play. We'll play it. And it was just them jamming for the next hour and a half of just other people's music.
Oh, wow.
Just having fun on stage, and that really showed their, you know, the musicality and, you know, how they just love what they do.
Yeah.
And and then they had, like, the drummer play, like, a 10-minute solo, and he just kept on going. Damn. Like, and it created a core memory that I was like, this is peak performance. This is awesome. Yeah. I love this. This is, and that's why I have such an appreciation for Nickelback. It's just from that concert I saw.
Oh man.
Yeah, but that's what I look for, and I want to create shows like that too. Like, I want to be able to create, like, unlock that inner child from the audience, and just let them just be fascinated with what's going on.
It's okay. So what's better to you, a peak performance as a performer, or a peak like viewing as a listener? I'm just curious.
What do you mean peak listen? Viewing
So like
as a
you
listener?
on the stage or you off the stage?
Oh, I would love to create the show. I would love to create an experience for people to be inspired by what I'm doing and motivate them to want to unlock like or go past their fears.
Let's say you had unlimited budget and you had like 10,000 people, right? Unlimited budget. You could do whatever with the stage or whatever you want to do, whoever you want to bring up. What would you do?
I'm getting the crowd involved. I probably would even bring the hanging bar challenge that I do, and I'll bring it on stage, and I'll just get everyone involved. Be like, hey, you know, who thinks they can hang like right now? Let's see who can do it. Yeah, who can hang 2 minutes 20 seconds? It's like it's just a funny thing for everyone to just be involved in, because that's another thing that turns off the brain. And it's like you don't even need that much money to do it. Just you know, and to just let people just cheer someone on. I think like that's amazing, and that's why I love music. I love like things that people can just be united without feeling that there are differences within us. And it's like, oh, you don't know my language, you don't know where I came from, you don't know who I am. Why should I engage with you? But no, it's just turning all of that off.
Wow.
And just like experiencing it. And I think that's what I'd want to create in my show. And I would have fun moments with that, with the fans, and then of the music too. I want there to be like a story within the music that people can at least see that like anyone can do, you know, can do great things.
Right.
And yeah, there's just different ways of doing that. And I haven't figured out the best way to do it. You know, like I'm very far away from creating, you know, that experience, but I just need to find the right people that I think would align with that vision. And I'm already making a lot of music that I am very inspired by, and I hope that people feel that from my music. I hope they get inspired by it too. Which I'll be releasing an album in about a month and a half. It's
fire. January?
Yeah. I got 9 songs I'm gonna be releasing that I was performing all throughout Miami last week.
Okay, that's tough.
Yeah.
How they were receptive to it?
Like, that's what it was awesome, is that they don't know who I am, and I just see people walking by. And you don't know what they're responding to. They could respond to the fact that there's some like guy outside just going like this, music. They're like, oh yeah, I like that energy, or they actually like the vibes, or we had a lot of awesome feedback, and it's just that split second of trying to get someone's attention for like while they're walking away, and will they give you like, do they like what they're hearing? I think that's a whole nother game. And Chase was letting me know, is like, this is not the same as performing on stage, because everyone there knows who they're coming to see, and this is the opposite. Right. It's like another muscle that you have to learn. And who knows? Maybe they did like the music. Maybe they just like the personality or the vibes. But I think the music is secondary, and the people, it's like experience is the priority. Just like create the experience, let the music create narration. Yeah. And the visuals create that like immersive experience. So then you put all that together, and it just creates like that memorable moment. So
you know, with so with music, right? Like, let's go like way before 1950s. Like I tell you, I really study this shit, bro. Like way before the
medieval ages.
Yeah, even before that. But let's stay medieval for a second, right? Around that time period where music is like, obviously people are playing whatever, right? Obviously I don't know exact dates and stuff, but it's around that time where like music is used in war too, right? You're beating drums, right? And think about why. The drums is not really to announce to the enemy you're coming. It's more so to hype up your squad. So what feeling are you like, imagine you're being marched into war. You have these drums that are beating and horns that are blaring and commanders that are giving inspiring speeches, and it adds that extra oomph, right? That was music in a sense then too.
Yeah, I mean we're back from our little break.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Word from our sponsors.
Yeah, So actually, are there any routines that you have that you find that are just consistently like in your day to day that allow you to like just be yourself? Like, what's something that just is something you're always doing to keep, your mind centered?
To be honest with you, I think I quite enjoy the chaos of a random schedule. Half of me does, right? The other half wishes I could have more of the disciplined, rigid, structured days that I do sometimes have, right? But I'm balancing running the business. I work at a AI company as well.
Oh, what company?
It's a healthcare technology AI company,
Oh, that's
and they
cool.
just started a sister kind of company, private equity company. I also work at a church. Also own, part owner of Pepper Step, the funnel brand. I do consulting on the side, write books on the side, do a whole bunch of
Dang.
shit. A whole bunch of too much, to be real.
Right.
And then I have two, hopefully, budding technology companies that I'm partnered with. I have one that's called Next Tech and one called Safeguard AI. So these two are very, like, kind of babies and budding. But this is where I'm at in life right now. And where I've been for, like, this past year for real. Before this year, it was just really studio and church job, right? I've added everything, I guess, on that list, like, now this year, because I cognizantly this year, the start of this year, I was like, I want to transition from music to more business and more tech and / AI. And I think at the end of this year, I can say I successfully did so, and I'm figuring out this, like, transition. And what I realized is, like, I can never quit music. I'll always be writing songs. But I've also just fallen in love more with the music business side and helping other artists and giving them, I don't know what it is, but words of encouragement or useful tools, tips, tricks, whatever to help them. So in the studio, all day I just try. I think my purpose is try to help whoever. Can help the artists upstairs. I can help the young business owners downstairs. Whoever comes through these doors. I'm like, I think I'm a teacher. I love to teach and explain things, right? Go back to your question, right, of that kind of structure. It's very hard because when I started the business, my mindset was like, oh, let me make a lot of money so I could do whatever I want and have freedom, and it's like, no, like you're gonna be
because of the responsibility.
Like, oh, I don't want a 9 to 5 because it's like, no. Well, business, you're gonna have like a 9 to 9. Like it's not sweet. So it's like I wish I had that. I wish I did have that rigid, but it's really hard because random meetings, random things happening, 10 things happening at once, days where everything happens and days where nothing happens, and I have to schedule accordingly and just figure out when are my days of like rest, when are my days or weeks that I just go crazy because it's the season to go crazy, right? If I had an ideal day though, if every day was like this day, it would be this: wake up early, get my fluids in,
like coffee or what?
Water, tea, coffee, right? Something of the mix. Read a little bit, go to the gym, get that out the way, because I really love going to the gym. Love the gym. Then I would get all the administrative work I need to get done for either the church job, the AI job, business stuff. I would get the work that needs to get done for these entities. Get that out the way. Then I would have like my afternoon, evenings, right? In the afternoon, I would like to engage in something fun, maybe physical. So maybe I really like hiking, love hiking, or say reading, but engage in something that I just like to do, right? Then in the night off, like either fucking off with my friends or engaging in more meetings. But the thing is, because of the way I am and I naturally am, it's 24/7 business either way.
Yeah.
Right? Literally, as I'm, sitting talking to you, like took a little break, like I'm dealing with a situation at the studio. Okay, bet, boom. A good, positive situation. Made some money as I'm sitting here talking to you. And that's one of the, wow, it's cool, right? But then it also comes with days where there's like, doesn't happen often, but like no one's at the studio. It's like, it's like this like dichotomy of shit that this chaos that comes with business, bro. And I've noticed in studying successful business leaders and people who are, top of the line of what they do, they're really embracive of this chaos as well. Like they're really like, they realize it's no structured path, even if you're on some discipline shit where like you get up at 5, you go to the gym, you do that, you do this, and you go to sleep at the same time. Cool, but there's still fluidity in like what you're doing. Yeah. Right? Like this fool I was listening to on the way here, this fool, what's his name? I forget what he does, but he's like a big time real estate business dude in New York or whatever, right? He has a Netflix show. And this fool was like, yeah, like I had to open up a office in Rhode Island, so I had to do these meetings in the morning, then I had to take the helicopter from New York to Rhode Island, open up that office, and then I came back. And just because I was tired doesn't mean I didn't have to then still finish the work I had to do for New York that day. I'm like, damn, that's me. Like that's me. I feel him on that. As I'm maturing though, to be honest, as I'm getting a little bit older, I think I'm trying to get above the stage of hustle and bustle. I was saying earlier, you can hustle your way to 100K, right? Yeah. But it's that wisdom and that discernment of actions and what to do that, leads you from, like, for example, Warren Buffett says, imagine if you only had 20 punches in life, right? So basically he's saying, imagine if you could only invest in 20 stocks. That's it, right? How much wiser and more patient would you be? Because Warren Buffett himself, for the most part, like he made his wealth in like the 60s, but he started investing when he was 13. He just stuck to his stocks. That's really it. His strategy was so simple and so, So what if we thought of I forgot my original point, to be honest. I'm just yapping.
No, you're talking about routine and how things are chaotic. Right? Yeah.
Like, imagine, I still forget my point. I don't know the correlation. I don't know how I was going to correlate.
No, you're just talking about the chaoticness in business nature.
Okay. Oh, me maturing, right? I'm in the phase of trying to mature out of the hustle and bustle into the more strategic, wiser, slower thinking and business moves. Because I've noticed, put it this way, right? Past like 5 years, at least in my circle, people I'm with, whatever, like my surroundings, is also part of why I wanted to grow out the music a little bit. I just noticed I felt like I was the most advanced one or the smartest one, whatever, right? This year in working in the AI company and the private equity company and all these other opportunities and even for example, the podcast studio I have too, right? Like the guests we've been getting have been fucking like just bonkers, or the people renting the studio. I'm learning from them, and they're just way ahead of me. I'm learning with all these people. They think really long term. They're not like me, where I'm just like chaotic and frantic and boom, boom, boom. They're like slow, methodical, calm. They're like, we have 20 punches. We've put our 5 eggs in this basket. We only have 15 eggs left, so we're gonna be wise in where we put these eggs, right? And that's what I'm trying to mature into, and it's a hard transition, right? But it is the wiser transition to go from I need to hustle to like I need to take a step back and realize these are my skill sets. This is what I'm good at. This is what will give me longevity. Because 20 years from now, we're both 50, and it's like life's over, quote unquote. But like, we're older shit, washed up. But like, we have 20 years. We have more than 20 years, hopefully, God willing. But it's like that's how I think. So it's like, for example, my boss, she's 40. One of my bosses, the AI company, she's like 40 something. On the private equity side, she's like, yeah, I'm in this for the long term. Like, it's a 15, 20-year play, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, damn, like, think that far ahead? Shit, I don't. Or I used to not think that far. I still don't, to be honest. I think like maybe a year, 2 years, 5 years ahead. Sometimes that's good. Makes you a little blind, so you have no one controlling you. You know, you discover life. But it's like at her age, she's like, yeah, I'm thinking 20 years ahead when I'm 60 and I'm, you know, my kids are grown up and whatever. You know, it's just interesting.
Yeah, I think that the older you get, the slower you start to. You start to be more methodical about where you're gonna take things, but I'm kind of in a similar place. Other than I love not having any regiment. Like my regiment, at least I need to get my workout in.
Sure.
I need to have that. I need to do some martial arts. And
what you be doing? You be
it's like karate and jiu-jitsu.
Oh, fire! I like kickboxing.
Oh, that's nice.
Tough.
Yeah, so I need to have something to let the aggression, let that energy out. And then I have to have my creative outlet, you know, either make music or do something creative. But I try to do something creative every day, like just something to keep, you know, do something to create. And I also just love not having a set time for anything.
Yeah,
you know,
freedom.
Yeah, I love that freedom. It's just like when I get to it, I get to it, but I'm going to put a lot of energy and focus into it when I do.
Yes.
So that way I don't feel that like it was so hard for me when I had jobs and I worked for other people for me to show up at that certain time every day it was just so tough.
Yeah.
It's just my ADHD and I just would. It's so hard.
What do you do now that you're able to have the freedom? Like it comes from like music?
Yeah, I mean, part of it's also just my lifestyle. I am about investing my energy and time into things that are going to yield like positive yields in a sense. It's going to give me something like financially or a situation or. I just kind of prioritize that, and I will rarely just do something for fun now. You know, I'll still travel,
sure.
You know, like to certain countries for fun.
Right.
But then when I come to like my day to day, I'm trading my time and energy for a potential relationship, like a network, a situation, even this, you know, like,
sure.
like I'm like, this is a productive way for both of us to even put what we're doing out there and getting to know each other through that and building something, you know, for the future, whatever that may be. So it's like, I try to position myself into places where I can either create something with someone or have it yield positive, you know, dividends.
That's true.
And it's just doing that over and over again has allowed me to do music full time. And so like people have seen my value of what I offer musically, what I offer with like consulting, what I offer with even getting past your limitations when working out, in nutrition, and like how I live my lifestyle is a lot of the way that people would also want to live. So it has allowed me to have that freedom where I don't know who's going to hit me up next, and they might even want me to, you know, work out with them or train them, you know. And I won't train with a lot of people. I don't, because I find it being I'm wasting my time if you're not actually like dedicated and about it. So I'm not just there to a glorified babysitter, you know, to work hourly, you know, for your entertainment.
Right.
No, I'm there if there's something that we can really grow off of. I believe in what you're doing. I believe in you as a person. You know, I think that something positive can really come out of it besides you losing weight.
Yeah.
You know, then I'm like, okay, let's invest a little attention and time into this, because we can build something more.
Yeah.
You know, so that's kind of my thinking is now. It's like, where can I build something with someone? And that I'll travel anywhere for that. If there's an opportunity for me to build something or grow, then I'll just go. And I know that something is going to come of it. And a lot of the time then I have that dividend, and some of it is making money, you know, with that relationship or doing a service for that person.
Right. And
I just been able to leverage that over and over again.
Did you always like have that trust in yourself, or did you like grow into that?
No, it took me years and years and years and years
Okay.
and years. Like since I was 18, I've been working on it. Cause you grow up in a household where, well, at least I did, where it's result based. My dad went to Harvard. My mom's like a really smart woman. She worked for Science magazine.
Wow.
And so it's everything was just about history, science, the logic, and it wasn't about the experience. Like it wasn't how did that experience make you feel. And so it's like I didn't understand who I was, my boundaries, you know, who I wanted to be as a man. So I didn't really understand that, and so I had to go on my own journey.
For sure.
And so through that journey, I developed that core confidence of just being able to put myself out there sincerely and just genuinely, and this is who I am, unapologetically,
Right.
and find out my boundaries and who I like to be around and the type of person I want to be at the same time. So that did take a lot of time, and it's just a constant thing. I'm always like developing that.
For sure. I think for me too, every time I think about it, like when I'm in the present, I'm like, damn, I think I'm the more fully awakened, realized, or self-trusting version I am now than I was 3 years ago or 5 years ago or 10 years ago. It's like, it's silly to think about, but like, you know, as you get older, year by year, it's like you have another year with yourself. Yeah. Right? So it's like if you're 10 years old, you've only had 10 years with yourself. Yeah. And it's like you don't even. But when you're 20, you've had 20 years with yourself. Right. All those experiences, years of growing up and what to do, what not to do, breaking from the mold of like what you're taught and things like that. And you're 30 or almost 30, and it's like, damn, I'm 30. It's like I know myself. You know, I like. Yeah. I think I know what makes me feel good, what I want to do, what's good for me, and it's like I'm leaning into that. Hopefully, some people are blessed that they have that really early on. Yeah, especially I think part of that too, especially as a man, is like finding that purpose as well. That was another blessing of music. I don't know if it's the same with you, where it's like early on I just loved music, right? So it's like I knew music was, you know, what I never saw myself as like businessman or even into tech or anything. It was just like music, but music led me to this path, and it's still part of my purpose. So I think that's like another huge thing as well too. Yeah, purpose is huge. I think especially for some weird reason, like amongst this creative community, right? It's like artists or producers. For some reason, it's like people know their purpose is music, but they don't know the purpose of their music. That's weird, cool. Right? I like that. I like those type of sentences. It's like they know their purpose is music, but they don't know the purpose of their music. Yeah. And I know that firsthand because I have a studio. I see the artists all the time. There's a lot of artists who know the purpose of the music, and they know their purpose is music. Yeah. Right? These are like the really self-realized artists. Some artists are forever searching for the purpose of their music. It has nothing to do, by the way, with success. Right. And I forgot who said this. I think 21 Savage actually said it recently in an interview. He's like, bro, there's no difference between me and the other rappers that didn't blow up. The only difference is I just so happen to blow up. But that doesn't make me successful, and that doesn't make them unsuccessful because I blew up in music and they didn't. I thought about that. I'm like, damn, that's so profound, because 99.99% of people won't blow up, quote unquote, blow up, right? So, yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think that you just made a really good point with that purpose thing, and I'm a deep thinker too, so I'll think about that one for a while. Yeah. But I think that it just comes down to the system, like not being aimless with your energy and being like that intentional of like what you're gonna do with that song when you make it. So you're either trying to
highlight a part of like a moment in time for people to relate to? Are you also like, are you letting something off your chest that is relevant to you at that moment, or had something that just needed to come out? Like, I think that there's a lot of like reasons for like music, but I think we also sometimes overcomplicate it, and
Oh yeah, for sure.
and like letting it just all just spew out of you sometimes can be more of the answer than needing it to feel like there needs to be a purpose for that music.
You know, it's like everything and nothing at the same time. You know, as you were literally talking, right, I was envisioning in my head like people that put like so much thought into the music. I watched this TikTok of this dude. He was playing like Mozart or Beethoven, and I never thought about music in this way, but he was like playing each chord and like he's like, this is the lull before the storm of the angst that he feels before and then this chord signifies before it splits with major and minor, and then it has this rise, and that's the emotional.
Was that like, Jacob Collier that said that?
No, I love him though, but it was some random dude on TikTok. I'm like, damn, that's so much depth and thought into that. And then when you were describing, sometimes it doesn't have to be that way, right? It's just a feeling. I was thinking of, you know, XXX Tentacion. Yeah. When he first blew up, he's like on some rah rah. Yeah. Like mixing and mastering didn't matter.
Yeah, it did for him though. It didn't.
You know, he's like, he put up a laptop and the mic and like it's distorted and fuck it, you could tell it's recorded.
It's clipping.
It's clipping like shit. Yeah. Fuck it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the energy, and there's no thought. What he's saying doesn't even matter. He's just saying fucking shit.
Yeah, it, right? I like that song.
I love it too.
That's a great song.
Oh, that one. Oh, he's like, fuck down. Yeah. That don't fucking, it cranks.
Yeah, it does.
It cranks. It's.
And it just goes to show all the rules that we're putting into trying to make things sound perfect. It can just all go out the window, and just like sometimes you don't really need that permission to just be ruthless.
Yeah, you're just a vessel at the end of the day, you know. You're just a vessel, and what makes music so funny? It's like so subjective, like, and that's why I think it's like that kind of existentialism starts to exist, because it's so subjective, right? Like the shit we like is different than the shit our parents like, and what they like and what we like, and it's like so subjective. It's not like sports or any other metric or number or numerical 1-0 binary nothing. It's just feeling, and how do you like it.
Yeah, and we also have to remember that people are only experiencing 1% of who we are at like all the time. Like they're only experiencing you at that moment and this circumstance in this environment, and that their opinion of you in that moment should not even matter, because you are living 99% of the other time doing something else, thinking about something else, working on a different part of yourself, and a different type of personality would come out at that point. So it's like that person doesn't even know you really. Like you can't base anyone's opinion off of when they don't know anything about you. Like even like I look back on memories that Snapchat will give you, like, hey, 7 years ago this happened, and I'll video my family a lot. I'm just kind of like, shout out to my mom, shout out to my dad. Hey, Dad, what do you think of my music? You know, and I remember hearing them say, you know, something like, you know, Raivis, you should make catchy music. You should just make music that has like a earworm or whatever. And it's just like, yeah, maybe that one song you heard didn't have that. So now you're gonna base your opinion off of that's the kind of artist you think I am. But that's what we do to all these artists. Is that we just base it off of that one little hit, or that one big hit that we know that person from. But that's just a very tiny reflection of who they are. True. It might not even be of who they are.
Yeah, right. It could be just a front, like.
At that moment. So we're just really only experiencing that 1% of people.
You know, I like to think about it, especially in hip hop, as like, this is a theater. This is a production.
Like when you're in the studio?
Just as a whole, hip hop as a whole. This is a theater and a production. You have your underground rappers, your mainstream rappers, your in-between rappers, the billboard rappers. You have these characters that are more flamboyant, these characters that are more street, these characters that are more rich, and just a theatrical, smoke and mirrors. Again, this is why you have to study. If you study old hip hop and like who these people are behind the scenes, like who was Tupac before he was Tupac? Was a child actor, did ballerina at some point.
He did ballet.
That's what everyone who disses him says that, because it's a point of contention. Like, oh, you know, grew up in Baltimore, but he's claiming West Side.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so really study these people. You study these people, their backgrounds, and he, you know, during Tupac's peak, he died when he was like 25. He peaked for like 5 years, but his peak was so massive. And think about as he's growing up, like, you know, he's figuring out who he is as a person, but also this revolutionary and then West Side gangster, and then gets shot up and then shoots cops, and then fucking, like, literally he shot cops and got away with it. And it just, anyway, my point is, you study the people. Who's Tupac behind the name Tupac, as an example, and you get to this, oh, okay, this is who they are. At least this is what I love to do. I love to learn that 99% of people. Going back to Steve Jobs, like I read his book, probably one of my favorite books I've ever read. Just shows the 99% of him that nobody knows. People know the 1% of, like, he made the iPhone and you know, whatever. It's like you peel back and it's like, damn, now I get the context and the depth of his genius. Same thing with Tupac as well, right? Because Tupac was also a visionary genius, not just lyrical and musically, but visionary in terms of visuals, right? And his visuals, he's really performative. He has good stage presence. One simple thing is, like, when you're performing in a music video, you need to move your mouth a lot, like open it up so people can. You're lip syncing, so they need to pretend like, or not pretend, but feel like you're saying it. Like he, I'm just talking about him because he was in the Diddy doc, dissing the shit out of Diddy, and it's just hilarious now knowing Diddy's side of things. Like, the Tupac disses hit more because he was dissing Biggie, and he had shots for Diddy too, but Tupac's in the videos like really performing and dancing, and okay, that comes from you have rhythm. Some people don't have. I don't have rhythm. I never took a dance class in day. I don't have rhythm. Tupac had rhythm. You could see where either this ballet or dance class or whatever, you know, came in, right? So I love, that's one of my, probably the thing I do the most, I'm not gonna lie, when I study, or what I like to consume the most, is information about great people and like that 99%, so I could really get to know them, or even my favorite artists, right? Whoever I think is great, you know, or athlete or whatever. You study these stories, you're like, holy shit, right? Like Kobe, right? He has this picture book. It's really nice. It's a big ass picture book. He dropped before he died, you know. And he, it's just a picture of, it's a picture book of like his greatest moments, and he interweaves some stories that are insane. So one of the stories is like when he's in a fourth quarter situation, you know, game on the line, whatever. He's at the free throw line. He's tired. He's out of breath. Like, he's, you know, mouth is dry type shit. Can't just run to the bench and get some water, right? So, you know, he'd take his jersey and just suck the sweat out of his own jersey.
Wow. Well, yeah, the camera's overheating, so I think it's kind of telling us to bow out at this point. But I appreciate everyone from tuning in and just vibing with us. Yes, you know, sharing your vibes and your story and your insights. So
the producer pod, right?
The producer pod.
Shout out to the producer pod.
Yes, sir. Well, I'll catch you guys on the next one, and stay tuned.
Yes, sir.